Shalom, shalom. This is the brother Michael Ward from GMS Lake Charles Camp, coming at you giving another video through the Spirit. But before I do anything, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushua, by Hashem, Kakadash. Double honors to the elders and the apostles of Great Millstone who strived and taught us this truth. And blessings to you brothers across the four winds, pushing the truth and sincerity. All right, I got a couple of scriptures together. Not too sure what I'm going to title this video. But, this video I'm going to be talking about, a personal situation that I'm going on in my life. I'm pretty sure brothers all across the world are going through the same thing. So Lord willing, this lesson be edifying. I'm going to start off with this one. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 2 and verse 1. It say, my son, when thou comes to serve the Lord, prepare thy soul for temptation. Right, man. So when we come into this truth, we have to get ready, for these different battles that we're going to be faced with, because we're going to be faced with, battles once we get into the truth, until we get to the kingdom, man. And the battles are not going to stop. They're only going to get harder and harder and harder, And the situation, that I'm faced with, is as baby mama drama, man, and it's getting to the point to where now she's not answering my calls. She's not letting me see my daughter, so on and so forth, man. Like I talk to my daughter every blue moon. Last night was, the first time I talked to my daughter within 3 weeks, or probably even longer. But prior to that, I was stressing, because that's my little one, man. I got love for my baby girl. But I was stressing. I talked to the brother, the head brother in my camp. Talked to him, and he we broke bread, and he let me know how to go about certain situations, man. And it took me a while to understand, but now I truly understand. Now I see what the brother was talking about, man. Now I know how to go about certain situations. Certain situations we can't control, but that's part of the fight. We have to keep fighting. We have to keep going. This is 1 Peter chapter 5 and verse 7. It say, cast all your cares upon him, for he cared for you. Right, man? So we need to cast all our cares upon Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. And that's what I did. I would love to talk to my daughter. I love to talk to my baby girl every day. But sometimes that's not the case. But it got to the point to where, I'm listening to the brother, and I just stopped talking to her, stopped calling, stopped trying to check up on my baby girl. And I get a call last night. I'm asleep for work, and I get a call, and she finally, let me talk to her. I didn't say no words to her. I'm talking to my daughter. My daughter, letting me know she loved me, so on and so forth. But as I told her good night and I hung up, I got the water Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, because I know that he controls everything, I know once he's seen that, okay, this brother, he's not letting it weigh him down no more, so now, I was talking to my daughter. Now I'm able to, she want to have me conversate with my daughter even more. Now I get to talk to her now, but, she done did this before though. So I'm not going to be surprised, if she, ghosts me again, I'm not going to be surprised if I go 3-4 more weeks without talking to her. But I know with the Lord, nothing is impossible. The Lord is always going to make a way. This is Luke chapter 1 and verse 37. It say, for with the Most High, nothing should be impossible. Right, man? Nothing is impossible with the Most High. So when we going through certain situations, we need to call upon him. When we're faced with certain battles that we can't control, we need to pray. Because the Lord is the only one that can fix these situations. The Lord is the only one that can make a way, So why not call upon him? Because I could easily, try to take matters into my own hand, drive to, where she stay at, And ain't no telling how that might turn out, man. You know, I might get thrown in jail. She might get me for trespassing. You know, so she might put a restraining order on me to where now I can't never see my kid, man. So now I don't have nothing to do but trust in Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, man. Trust that, you know, he will deliver me my daughter, you know, in that day when all hell breaks loose. You know? This is Acts chapter 14 and verse 22. It say, confirming the souls of the disciples and exhorting them to continue in the faith. Right, man, we must continue in the faith. No matter what we're faced with, no matter how hard the battles may be. If things are not going our way, you know, we still have to continue in that faith, man. Continue to move forward. Continue to have faith that the Most High is going to fix these things, man. It say, and we through much tribulation enter into the kingdom of the Most High. Right? This is a part of the walk. You know, it's not going to be easy. You know, the battle is only going to get harder from here on out. So if I let this, you know, little situation, you know, stop me, how much more, you know, the bigger situations that's ahead of me, man. So I can't let this slow me down. I have to keep going. And I love my daughter to death. But I can't let that get in the way of me doing the will of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, man. Because it used to take a toll on me, man, not being able to see my little one, man. You know, not want to read, not want to study, not want to watch videos because I'm depressed. But, hey, you got to get out of that. I got to get out of that. You know, I can't stay there forever because if I stay there, before you know it, time is passing me by. And before you know it, I done slipped away. Now I'm not doing nothing. Now I'm not keeping the laws, statutes and commandments to the best of my ability, man. Can't let that slow me down. I can't. I have to keep going. And know that the Lord is going to, you know, work it out. This is John chapter 15 and verse 7. It says, if ye abide in me, and my words abide in you, ye should ask what ye shall like you. 1 John 15 and 7. If ye abide in me, and my words abide in you, ye shall ask what ye will, and it should be done unto you. Right, man. So when you praying, you know, if you doing everything that pleases Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, man, being brotherly, keeping the law, statutes, and commandments to the best of your ability, pushing his word, going out on the highways and byways, you know, feeding the man, Salaki, man, feeding the brothers this word, you know, so on and so forth. You know, the Lord is going to make a way. You know, the Lord is going to fight these fights for you, man. You know, once you pray and ask the Lord, you know, hey, Lord, you know, this is what's going on. He's going to work it out, man. You know, I prayed, man. I prayed, I asked the Lord, man, hey, you know, prayed, asked him, can I talk to the little one? You know, a couple of days go by. You know, I wanted to talk to my daughter bad. I haven't seen her, haven't heard her voice in about a month. So I prayed on it, you know, and I got a call, you know, within a few days, man. So you can't rush things, you know. You have to sit back and let the Lord play it out, man. You know, this is a part of the walk. Whatever you're going through, man, whatever it may be, you know, whether it's baby mama drama, you know, she put you on child support, man, whatever. It's part of the curses, man. This is Psalms chapter 34 and verse 17. It says, the righteous cry, the Lord heareth them. Salakia, the righteous, Psalms chapter 34 and verse 17. It says, the righteous cry, the Lord heareth and deliver them out of all their troubles. Right, man. So when we crying out, you know, we praying to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, man. Letting them know, hey, we need help. Letting them know, I can't do this without you. I can't get through this without you, man. You know? And he's going to get you through that. He's going to show his power. You know? When we're faced with certain situations, sometimes we have to sit back and let the Lord show his power, man. Nothing is impossible with him. Nothing. So whatever you pray for, you know, whatever you pray for, believe. Believe. Do not doubt. You know, do not have a piece of doubt in your mind. The Lord controls everything. This is his movie. So it's going to play out how he wants it to play out, man. So you can't doubt. You have to have that faith, man. Have that faith that the Lord is going to always come through. Have that faith that he's with you, in every situation. Sometimes he want to see how you going to go about this. How you going to move in this situation. All right, you say you love me. Let me throw this in there, see how you react. And that's how I look at it, man. So we have to continue to, have that faith. Believe that the Lord is going to get us through these situations, man, no matter what it may be, But, Lord willing, this lesson was edifying. I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahushua, by Hashem Kakadash. Double honor to the elders and the apostles of the great millstone who strive and taught us this truth. And peace, safety, and blessings to you brothers across 4 winds, pushing this truth and sincerity. Until next time, Shalom.